geography. So in this lesson we are going to learn about India and its geography. Geography is nothing but the places where it is located. So moving on to the first question, you have to answer the following questions. They have given you the questions, you have to answer them, right? First one is, the Western Ghats are also called as the dash. So they have given the question, the Western Ghats. As you all know, in India map, you have east, west, north and south, right? So the Western Ghats, which include the states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat. So these are the places which comes under Western Ghats. So the Western Ghats are also called as Sahyadri mountains. Ghats are nothing but the high mountain peaks. So these Western Ghats are also called as Sahyadri mountains. You have to read the spelling properly. See the spelling. Sahyadri, Sahyadri mountain. Next one is, the highest peak in South India is. They are asking you the question, the highest peak. Peak is nothing but mountain, right? Peak. Peak is nothing but, it will be like this. So the highest peak of South India is Anaimudi. Keep the spelling in mind. Anaimudi. So this is the highest peak of South India. Next is, the wettest place in India is dash, located in Meghalaya. They have given you the question, which is the wettest place in India located in Meghalaya. There are many places which may be wet, but they have given you the special location there. Meghalaya's wettest place, that is Cherrapunji. Spelling is Cherapunji. So this is the wettest place located in Meghalaya. Next, the southernmost tip of Indian peninsula is dash. So they have given you the question, the southernmost, that means south, the southmost tip of Indian peninsula. Peninsula is nothing but what? A land surrounded by three sides water. So there will be three side water and one side land. So this is called as peninsula. They have given you the question, the southernmost tip of Indian peninsula is dash. So the answer is Cape Comorin. Cape Comorin. So this is the southernmost, this is located on the southernmost tip of Indian peninsula. Fifth one, the largest saltwater lake in India. Saltwater lake is nothing but it has the water which is salty. So the largest saltwater lake in India is Sambar Lake. Sambhar, Sambar, Lake, lake. So this is the name of the lake which is having the salty water. Next, sixth one, dash is the name of the desert located in Rajasthan. You have to name the desert which is located where? In Rajasthan. So in Rajasthan, Thar desert is located. See the spelling? Thar, Thar, Desert. So this is the desert located in the Rajasthan. Next, dash islands are a group of islands in Bay of Bengal belonging to India. They have given you the question. This is having a group of islands in the Bay of Bengal. As you all know, India map, Bay of Bengal is located down, right? So a group of islands. Islands is nothing but all the four sides there will be water and only a piece of land will be there. So in Bay of Bengal there is a group of island. What is the name of that island? The name of the island is Andaman and Nicobar Island. Keep the spelling in mind. Andaman, Andaman and Nicobar, Nicobar. So this is the name of the island which is located in the Bay of Bengal. Next is 8th one. The dash is triangular in shape and covers the central and southern India. So triangular in shape. This is India India map, and here it is triangular in shape. So this is what? The Deccan Plateau. So the Deccan Plateau is triangular in shape and located and covers the central part of India. Next is the fertile plain in North India is called as the Indo-Gangetic Plain. Fertile plain is nothing but it is very fertile, that means it can grow crops there. So the fertile plain in North India is called as Indo-Gangetic Plain. Keep this spelling in mind, I-N-D-O, Indo, G-A-N-G-E-T-I-C, Gangetic Plain. Next, Dash is a Himalayan hill station in the state of West Bengal. They have given me the question. This is the hill station in the state of West Bengal. So the name of that station is Darjeeling. D-A-R-J-E-E-L-I-N-G. So this was about lesson number 5, India and its geography. So let's continue the next lesson, that is kingdoms in early India. Kingdoms are nothing but where the kings used to rule the country. So in early India, which are the kingdoms? Let us see in this lesson. Find name of some ancient kingdoms of India in the word search based on the hints. So they have given you the word search. You have to see the hints and give the answer. First one, they were ancient Persian tribe. Tribe people is nothing but the village people, tribal people. So they were ancient. Ancient means old. Old Persian tribe who migrated from Persia to India. Persia is a place. So they have migrated. Migrated means they came from Persia to India and founded the dynasty. Dynasty is nothing but the own place where they used to live. They are mentioned in ancient Indian text. So first one is they were ancient Persian tribe who migrated from Persia to India and founded the dynasty. They are mentioned in ancient Indian texts. So who are they? They are Pahlavas. You can see there I have marked P-A-H-L-A-V-A-S. So these are the tribal people who came from Persia and migrated to India and founded their own dynasty. So they were called as Pahlavas. Moving on to next one, this dynasty of Madurai was famous for the navy. Navy is nothing but where the boats and ships arrived. So this dynasty of Madurai was famous for the navy. They are well known for Sangam literature. Sangam literature is nothing but the poetry literature of South India. Mostly they have given you here about Tamil Nadu. So the literature of Tamil Nadu is called as Sangam literature. So which is this dynasty? This dynasty is Pandya. So you can see here near to Madurai, this dynasty is called as Pandya dynasty, right? Next, moving on to third one. The period of this dynasty is called as Golden Age of Ancient India. Poets like Kalidasa belong to this dynasty. They have given you the hint that this dynasty is called as the Golden Age of Ancient India. During this age, the Indian literature and poets came out with a good concept. So this is called as the Golden Age of Ancient India. Poets like Kalidasa belong to this dynasty. So which is this dynasty? This dynasty is the Gupta Empire. You can see here the Gupta Empire. So famous poet like Kalidas belong to this dynasty. Next one is this dynasty belonged to Urugalur, that is Warangal. Warangal is also called as Urugalur. Rani Rudrama Devi belonged to this dynasty. So from which dynasty Rani Rudrama Devi belonged to? She belonged to Kakatiyas. You can see here the Kakatiyas kingdom. So Rani Rudrama Devi belonged to this dynasty, and this dynasty belonged to Warangal. You can see here Warangal, right? See here Warangal. Next one is, this dynasty of Kanchi came into power after the fall of the Satavahanas. Mahendra Varman I was a famous king. So this dynasty of Kanchi came into power after the fall of the Satavahanas. Satavahanas are also the people, but after the fall of this kingdom, this dynasty of Kanchi came into power. So what is the name of the dynasty? The name of the dynasty is Pallava. You can see here Pallava dynasty. Next, this dynasty originated in Kaveri river. Raja belonged to this dynasty. So they have given you the question. This dynasty originated in the Kaveri, and Raja belonged to this dynasty. What is the name of the dynasty? The name of the dynasty is Chola. You can see here river Kaveri. So this dynasty originated in Kaveri, and the name of the dynasty is the Chola dynasty. Right? I hope you understood the lesson Kingdoms in Early Age. Keep in mind, children, read the spelling carefully and go through the lesson once again. Thank you.